So we're often asked why we come up with better positionings than most others do, and I think it's quite straightforward. We start from a different place. We start from a different belief that it's our job, that it's your job to develop the value idea of your drug, that statement of why your product matters to anyone. Get past all of that positioning nonsense about who and why and what and the way that many people currently do it in pharma, which is to list out the TPP, which is based on the current development plan, and then we ask people what they think of it, and then we derive the most interesting thing that they said back from that. Or we do something even worse, which is to start with the one feature that differentiates us in our limited imagination, and then we start to build out a benefit ladder from that, which is the worst way possible. If there is such a thing as a benefit ladder in pharmaceuticals, it comes from the top down, which is the benefit that matters most to our audience, and then we build into the product that benefit. And it's possible for us to make a difference in the phase 3 program if we do the positioning early enough. But we talk a lot about the idea of the product, and the idea of the product is entirely based on its value. It's value to me as a physician, it's value to me as a patient, it's value to me as a payer. And that idea typically can be expressed in 2 or 3 or 4 words. It doesn't need a template. So if we start with a template in mind, we're already in the wrong place. And it's why our positioning can be so potent. It's how we and you develop an idea for a drug, for your drug. And then we start again and we come up with another idea for the drug, and another idea for the drug, and another idea for the drug. And we come up with lots of ways of communicating that drug's value to a potential audience. And then we take that out to the audience and we say, well, what do you think? And they might give us excitement, they might give us impossibility, they might give us something that would be interesting if we changed it in some way. And then we can come back and regroup and say, well, look, there is an interesting idea here that no one's studying because we started with the idea rather than the list of things that people thought they could have. And that's our job, that's our responsibility, because we know way more about that drug and what it could do than anyone else does. We certainly know more about it than even the best key opinion leader out there in terms of what our drug could do to the marketplace. We also get a choice of marketplaces. We get a way to play within that market. So when we talk about the idea a lot, it's because it gets past all of that nonsense of process and template and endless discussions of is it our leader or is it the leader. All of that is bypassed because we start and focus on the point of your drug. And the point is self-expressive. The same thing as the value proposition. It's a statement of value. It's not to be hijacked by the payers because everyone needs to understand the value of your drug in the future. So we come back to the idea, and the idea is such a potent way to think about positioning, and it forces us to think about one idea and then to put that idea on the table and say, well, let's think of a new, better idea than that. And that idea becomes resonant. That idea becomes the thing that guides the clinical development, but also guides the communications. And if you think about it, we've already got a template. We've already got a perfectly described template in your label. Your label already has a who and a what and a why. And it's all that you can say about your drug when you get it to market anyway. So why not focus on designing a product that can hit a label at some point in the future, and then build that competitive advantage, that differentiation into your product. And that can only start with ideation. So when we're asked why we do positioning better than anyone else, it's because we don't do positioning like anyone else. We start with an idea and we make it our job with our client to come up with better ideas of our drug, and then we understand the market's reaction to that. It's an inductive process, not a deductive process. And we think if there's a reason that we've been successful, it's that